Hi, I'm Frankie Mendez, and today I'm going to be talking about the Rocky Mountain. First off, I'm going to talk about the history regarding Rocky Mountain. Rocky Mountain was first founded in 1915. Rocky Mountain is located in the northern Colorado near the towns of Estates Park and Grand Lake. Um, in 1858, Joel Estates starts a ranch in what is now the Estates Park. So, in 1858, Joel Estates starts the ranch, and it was founded in 1915. The Rocky Mountain was. Rocky Mountain is Rocky Mountains National Park protects mountain environments, and it includes 300 miles of hiking trails. So, a little bit about the trail. In 1929 to 1933, Trail Ridge Road was constructed. In 1936, Hidden Valley becomes a ski area, and it was closed in 1992 and removed by 2002. In 1982, Long Lake Dam collapses, and the flood kills 3 people and severely impacts the Estates Park. In 2004, Hidden Valley reopens for winter sledding and summer picnics. And in 2015, the 100th anniversary of Rocky Mountain National Park was celebrated. Now moving on to the climate and air quality. Climate is a driving force in what you experience in the Rocky Mountain Park. I'm pretty sure everybody knows Rocky Mountain in Colorado is known for its snowing and cold weather. So the snow-capped peaks, swelling rivers, industrious beavers, and delicate alpine flowers all thrive in long pattern of weather conditions that make up the park's climate. As the climate changes, the park managers anticipate new challenges for the preservation of park landscapes of the park landscapes. Sorry about that. Global warming in the Rocky Mountain can similarly affect the park's natural resources, i.e. water, and just like even the air. The reduced visibility is the basic indicator of pollution in the air. The current visibility in the park varies between 30 to 90 miles, and there are some days that the visibility is 200 miles. High ozone layers have immediate health effects on the park visitors. Ozone is produced by the interaction of nitrous oxides, sunlight, and heat. The park is prone to high ozone layers on warm summer afternoons and even the evenings and nights. Car exhaust from the Front Range communities is a main source of nitrous oxide. Again, later on I will be talking about how you can help the park with the ozone and the nitrous oxides. There has been a 5-year study from 2006 to 2010 documented on the ongoing cut leaf injuries in the ozone in the park. Now, I'm going to move on to this and say that the nitrogen is transported by the wind, combined with the moisture in the air. So again, like I said, there are going to be ways that I'm going to explain that is going to help the air quality in the Rocky Mountain. So, the nitrogen is transported by the wind, combined with the moisture in the air, and deposited in the park by rain and snow. So, again, like I said, everybody knows the Rocky Mountain to being that it snows there a lot. 3/4 of the park is above 9,000 feet, where high elevation ecosystems develop under low nutrient conditions. These areas are susceptible to excess nitrogen. Scientists are concerned with the excessive nitrogen may promote non-native plants and reduce forest health. The National Park Services, State of Colorado, and the EPA collaborated on a nitrogen deposition reduction plan to reduce the nitrogen to reduce the nitrogen deposition to tolerable rates by 2032. State and federal air quality regulations that anticipate 37% reduction in Colorado's nitrogen oxide emissions by 2018. Colorado crop and livestock producers and also exploring ways to further reduce agricultural contributions through nitrogen-based management practices. Now I'm going to move on to the water quality and the geology of the Rocky Mountain. The water quality is high in the Rocky Mountain compared to much of the country. Threats do exist. The impacts of the nitrogen deposition in the lakes and streams grow worse over time as the natural buffering compatibility of the soil and rock is used up. The park's oldest rocks were produced when plate movements subject sea sediments to intense pressure and heat. The Paleozoic era the park area frequently submerged, lifted up, and eroded. And then you have the Mesozoic era. Dinosaurs roamed the shoreline of the shallow seas, which extended from the Gulf of Mexico to the Arctic Ocean, resulting in sedimentary rock layer are now exposed in the foothills of the east of the park. Some lakes became sinks for pesticides, mercury, and various other organic compounds. Over the time, concentrations can become deadly to the lake and the stream organisms. Now we have the Cenozoic era. Some faulting the regional upwarming lifted the Rocky Mountain Front Range as high as 5,000 feet to its present height. The differential movement along faults disrupted drainage patterns, resulting in higher mountains, waterfalls, large valley areas such as the Estates Valley. Glacial erosions changed the V shape to a U shape. Glaciers have filled high valleys and then melted at least 4 different times. Only the latest 2 times, the Pinedale, and then you have the Bull Lake, lifted evidence easy to find. The Rocky Mountain occupies only a small part of the 200-mile-long Front Range of the Rocky Mountain, but this part of the Centennial Divide shows the effect of the ancient erosions, and many of the valleys illustrate classic features of the glaciers. Now, we're going to talk about the forest health and the night sky, and then the natural sounds of the Rocky Mountain. One big thing they have for the park rules is to watch out and be aware of the surroundings because of fallen trees. The mountain pine beetle is one of the several common native insects that challenge western pine forests. Now, the dry conditions, mild winters, dwarf mistletoe infestations, dense late cereal, mature forest strands, and a lack of wildland fires have contributed to the outbreak. When looking into the sky while in the Rocky Mountains, the ability to view the stars, moons, planets, and other celestial objects, the view can sometimes be degraded by the light pollution. And some of the night sounds you may hear are aircrafts, bighorn eel, Alberta Falls, and the great horned owl. Environmental diseases and pests are the next topic that I'm going to talk about. They have the West Nile. We have the next one that they have is the chronic wasting disease, the hantavirus pulmonary syndrome, the Camandra blister rust, the white pine blister rust, and the mountain pine beetle from the insect. And then we have some invasive exotic plants. Now, one of the most aggressive invasive plants are the cheatgrass. Then we have the Canada thistle, and then the Todd flax, and then we have the woolly mullein. Now I'm going to talk about the ways we can help the Rocky Mountain. Now, you want to buy local products, products that are sourced, manufactured, environmentally friendly, to ways good economic practices. Of course, you always want to reduce, reuse, and recycle your products and waste. And you want to drive less by carpooling and using other transportation, like obviously there are buses, so you just want to use the bus so that you're not using your own vehicle, or you want to use a bike or even walk. You want to challenge yourself to reduce the energy consumption by 10% a year, each year. And now you also want to spread it. Spread it to your friends and your family. Talk about how they can help the environment and how you guys can all work together to help the environment. Now I'm going to switch it over to Jennifer for her to be able to talk about the Grand Canyon.